the statistics comes in. What you just did was called parameters. It's also perfectly useless because there's no way in hell you can do what you just did in reality. Natasha pointed out you can do it for dice, absolutely. Vegas does it for dice. The Gambler's Ruin quiz is a perfect example of that. Vegas knows exactly the chance that you're going to win or lose at craps, or roulette, or, well, to some level, blackjack. But Vegas doesn't know anything about breast cancer rates or cholesterol-lowering drugs. That's where studies come in. You have to run studies on those things. You have to run studies on those things. That's how we have, unfortunately, Viagra. Because they were doing, I think it was a cholesterol-lowering or a blood pressure-lowering medicine that just happened to have an alternative side effect. Some study found that out. Fortunately or unfortunately. So what you're going to do is, you don't know what mu or sigma are in general, although you just figured it out for your dice. We're going to put that on the back burner for right now. What I want you guys to do is randomly sample from those dice and see if we can figure out what mu and sigma are from your sample data. So this is where you're going to start rolling your dice and keeping track of what you've got. I've developed a quiz to help you keep track. Our last in-class quiz. We only need, yay! You only need one per group, though. So if you're all working together, and here's why. Let me hand them out. Everybody grab one, and then I'll explain to you why you only want one per group and the most efficient way of using it. Because it seems like a lot when you first look at it, but it's just an organized way of keeping track of the data you're collecting.
You said everybody grab one.
Yeah, just one per group. One per group.
Oh, yeah.
And this is why it's nice to work with somebody, so you guys can, one of you can be rolling, one of you can be keeping track of what comes up. So, let's take a look at this. Make sure all your names are at the top so I can give credit to everybody. Forget it, because you're all going to get 10s on this. Correct.
Are we doing the big group?
Eventually, yes. We're going to collate all the similar colors together. That's why I had you guys raising your hands so you guys can find each other. So, the idea is, you're going to have to roll your pair of dice 100 times total. Wow. I know, I'm such a bastard.
That is a lot.
It's a lot. Wait till you see what Excel does later. Oh, this is going to be much easier. Because here's what you're going to do. You're going to roll them 4 times, keep track of the 4 sums you get, and then average those first 4. And that's what goes in sample 1. So roll, 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 roll. Average those 4 sums. That goes into sample 1. Roll, 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 roll. Average those 4 sums. That goes into sample 2. Wow. Roll, 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 roll. Average those 4 sums. That goes in. It's much easier than actually counting them all out, and you'll be done much quicker. Because although it's more rolls, technically, it's a much more direct. And you see what you're not doing? You're not counting the population. You're getting snapshots of the population through the sample. That's what makes the statistics. Cool? So have it that. Try to get the first part of the quiz done, the first page. The second page is where you go meet the other folks that have the same colored dice as you, and you put all your results together. And then we're going to put all that on the board so we can see it. What's that? Exactly. I'm going to have you guys put the histograms into Excel.
You said don't round. Do I remember hearing?
Don't round. That's correct. Don't round. Since you're dividing by 4, the craziest decimal you're going to have is 0.25. Leave the 0.25.
Okay. What about for standard deviation that we just did?
Don't worry about that. You're not doing an average and a standard deviation yet.
Okay.
You're only collecting data. Only the averages. The averages will end at a 0.25.
Oh yeah.
Does that make sense? That's okay. That's a good question.
4.5 or whatever.
Not yet. Not right now. Right now, just slap it over this. No. Give me precision. Give me decimals. It's only averages. It'll either be 0.5s, 0.25s, or 0.75s.
You roll 4 times.
Stop me as I wander around.